Hey, it's DK Irish, and I'm here at Camp Kennerk, and man, oh man, do we have a special episode for you. We have an original happy camper joining us today. Now, Bill is a really cool guy, and I've heard about him. He's legendary in these parts. Now, but see, the thing is when I hear his name, there's several ways that people announce his legendary attitude, and some say he's famous, others say he's notorious, and others say he's well known. So hopefully, by the end of our exciting conversation, we'll figure it out, and we'll let you be the judge because people all over the galaxy are going to be seeing this and going to make their own opinion. So here's your chance to get a clean slate, Bill, and make it really work. So, Douglas, what's going on over there?
PK, good to see you. And we have a very special happy camper today, an old friend of mine from El Paso, and he is Bill Buffalo. And he is very funny, and he's there in Houston. I'm in Austin, and you're in Dallas. So we're making the Camp Kennerk Connection Happy Camper work. Let me introduce you to Bill Buffalo.
Well, thank you, Doug. I feel like this is the Bermuda Triangle between Austin, Dallas, and Houston. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
Well, Bill, we're very glad to have you here. Now, you and I did a DTN, Doug the Neighbor podcast on radio a couple of years ago when you visited Austin, and now we have the pleasure of getting you on Zoom, and we're very happy. Now, let's begin.
It's taken you 4 years to bring me back, Doug. It's been over 4 years. 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
We don't want to overexpose you, Bill. You know,
yeah,
really. This is a fine science, Bill, and it's
my
not
first
science
acting
fiction.
gig in 4 years. Thanks, Doug.
Okay, Bill. All right. Obviously, to our listeners around the world, we've already set the tone within the first 30 seconds of this podcast.
Really?
Bill, tell me, how did we meet?
The first time I met Doug was in a jail in Juarez, Mexico. That was our first encounter with one another. We were in high school together, and he was wearing a blonde wig at the time. I'll never forget that. Do you remember that occasion, Doug?
No, but your story's more interesting than mine.
I remember it vividly. We were both 17 years old, just had finished our junior year, and we refused to pay for the drinks because they were so watered down in Juarez. I remember it just like it was yesterday. You don't recall, do you, Doug? That was our first meeting.
No, there goes my reputation. Bill,
you don't still have that wig, Doug? Still have that wig, don't you? Blonde wig. You should wear it more often. I'll tell you, the way you look now, you look much better in a blonde wig. I'll tell you that.
Well, Bill, here's the question. I've seen this blonde wig before. Now, do you remember if it was the shoulder length or was it down the middle of his back?
Because it came down and it curled a little. You know, in those days they had curlers, and he had a curler. It looked very cute, very cute.
Oh,
well,
that
was our first occasion that we met. I didn't even know he went to the same high school I did, but that was our first meeting. We became good buds after that. Although in high school he refused to acknowledge me in the halls.
Let me just add a few facts to this story here.
That's a true story, Doug. I know really that's a true story.
Bill and I met at Eastwood High School in El Paso, Texas. We went to high school together, and it's been this sort of nonsense ever since.
What nonsense? What are you talking about, nonsense?
Bill, okay, all right. How did you get to El Paso?
By car.
Elaborate.
We tried the stage. The stage was book solid. The stagecoach just couldn't get on the stage, so we took a car.
Where from?
We were more or less vagabonds. My father lost many jobs and ran out of gas in El Paso, and so that's where we'll stake our claim. And that's where we ended up in 1961. It was. I was in sixth grade,
Oh,
Scottsdale Elementary,
where'd you go to elementary school?
Scottsdale.
Oh, okay. And that was the feeder school for the
That
Eastwood
was
High
the feeder
School.
school into Eastwood. Matter of fact, Eastwood was being built when I first moved to El Paso.
Yeah, yeah, it was just being built, and we were the Eastwood Troopers. Now, when you finished high school, you
I
and
was a
I.
trooperette, Doug. I was one of the trooperettes.
Oh, you had to borrow
Had to
my.
shave my legs, Doug. It was very embarrassing.
That's why you got my blonde wig.
That's right.
Now, you and I both went to Texas Western College, now University of Texas El Paso, and
Yes.
and what did what did you study there at UTEP, Bill?
I was a poli-sci major with a minor in economics.
Minor in economics. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, prior to your getting to El Paso, tell us about what you did one summer when you were living in West Virginia.
Uh, what I did one summer. It-
Well, I didn't. I only
you know,
heard.
living, we lived in a small town in West Virginia on the border of Kentucky and West Virginia called Williamson. And it was a very population of maybe 6,000 or so. My father had a jewelry store, and we lived right by the river. And in those days, there was no barrier to prevent flooding of the river. The river would oftentimes flood, and the flooding became so bad at times. We had a basement. Most of the homes in that area of the country had basements. Sadly, our basement would flood, and fish would get into our basement, primarily catfish, and they would be swimming around in our basement. To this day, I refuse to eat catfish because of the fact of all the catfish it was just a horrible, it was like a nightmare seeing catfish running around, seeing them swimming in our own basement. So I just refuse to eat to this day. It's a phobia I have about catfish.
I understand. Now, I was referring to a summer job you had. It also led you on to your career. Where did you have a summer jobs?
I thought you were talking about the river when I was living in West Virginia. I'm sorry, Doug. It's an embarrassing. Forget that I just said that. When I was in college, I worked my way through college working in the Catskills, which is in upstate New York one of the world famous Concord Hotel, which now is a casino, by the way.
Really? And that's part of the Borscht Belt for
The
comedy, right?
Borscht Belt, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Very famous. The Borscht Belt came about because Jewish people living in New York City were not allowed. It was so hot in the summer, they were not allowed to really go to the Adirondacks, which is where many of the fairly affluent people would go to cool off in the summer times. They were excluded from going there. Jewish people were. So they built their own hotels in the Catskills, and that's where they would spend the summer.
And who was the person that you met that influenced you on your career?
Well, there were many famous people that would perform up there. Liberace, Stephen Steve Lawrence, Edie Gourmet, Alan King. I think I enjoyed Alan King very, very much when I worked up there. Morty Gunty would perform up there. I mean, he's a name that most people would not even recognize now. Sadly, almost all of these have passed away, although Steve Lawrence is still alive. Just phenomenal performances. I was very fortunate. I worked as an usher in the main theater, so I was able to see many of the performances that these people put on. It was just a phenomenal for a young boy working his way through college, 19, 20 years old. It was really a remarkable time in my life.
And also, it's the gist or essence of that great movie with Richard Dreyfuss, The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz.
And also, if many of you are familiar with the movie Dirty Dancing,
Dirty
which
Dancing, yes.
takes place. Although the movie was filmed in Virginia, It's supposed to be taking place in the Catskills, so it gives you an
Right.
idea. And it was somewhat realistic, although the slime ball that worked in as a waiter, they're really the kids that worked up there. They worked hard. They were good-hearted people and worked very hard for whatever money that we made.
Yes, and it influenced you for the rest of your life,
Very
working.
much so. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
much so.
Worked very hard for the rest of my life. I worked
Yeah.
as a waiter, so become very empathetic towards service industry people.
hmm Now, when you graduated from college in El Paso, what business did you get into, and how I we met again?
Well, I went into real estate. I always wanted to be a businessman, always wanted to be my own boss. And for 30 years, I had my own real estate company in El Paso, Texas. And matter of fact, we actually did some business together, you and I.
Yes, we sure did. And I sure.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry you lost all your money in real estate, but I had very little to do with that. It was just the times, Doug. I made very little. Okay, I did make a few 100,000 off of you, but that was about it. I know you lost your money, but that had nothing to do with me, and I apologize.
Oh, Bill, you just really cracked me up. You did know I did
It's
very
just
well in
the
my real
Doug.
estate
I'm just telling
investments.
you the truth. I'm so sorry about all that. Really, I know you had ramen noodles because of those 2 years that you lost that money, but I had nothing to do with it. It was the properties collapsed in El Paso. I had no idea that would happen to you, and I apologize. I lived the life of Riley during that time. What a time for me. It was a great time. But I know how sad a time it was for you. And it just, I had nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Okay, that's the 10th time you've said that, but no,
Really,
you're
I still apologize for it. Still. All that money
okay.
you sent me, I mean, it's tragic, tragic.
Now, Bill, while you were in the real estate business, you got into the acting business. Please tell us and
Yes,
expand on
yes, yes, yes. Well, I had so much money, I didn't have to work so hard anymore. So I decided, I might want to expand and emotionally and personally. So I did some theater when I was in high school, and I was very much enamored with it. And I decided I wanted to pursue it more as sort of a middle age crisis in my late 30s, early 40s. And for the next 15, 20 years, I did a great many shows in community theater in El Paso. A lot of Neil Simon shows, lots of Neil Simon. You don't see them perform much anymore, but I did a lot of Neil Simon shows at the time.
and you won a couple of awards for your
Well, I
performance.
didn't want to get into that, but now that you've mentioned it, Doug, I won a lot of awards. I didn't want to say, I didn't want to pat myself on the back, but yeah, I won a lot of them. Best Actor Award, Best Supporting Actor, Best Newcomer Actor, you name it, I won it. Lots of, matter of fact, you should see my shelf here, Doug. You should see with all the awards. I didn't want to say anything, but since you brought it up, what the heck?
TK, I told you that we are going to have a lot of fun with Bill Buffalo.
I never had any doubt. Your reputation precedes you, Bill,
Yeah,
and
that's right. You
I
sound like
think.
my parole officer.
Well, now, when did you get out of the federal witness protection program?
I'm still in it. What do you mean get out of it? I'm still in it. I'm hoping not many people see this broadcast. I'm in real trouble.
Oh, we can guarantee
That's all
you.
I need is for the.
We can guarantee you, Bill, that not very many people will see this. I can.
Tens and tens of followers around the galaxy.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
Okay, now, Bill, how did you get your stage name of Bill Buffalo?
Uh, it's really funny how that occurred. You gave me that name. That's how it happened. You know, it had to do with living in Texas, and you felt that was, and I've embraced that name. I actually, believe it or not, Doug, I have formally changed my name to Bill Buffalo. Legally changed my name to Bill Buffalo. All my driver's license is Bill Buffalo. My birth certificate, my passport is Bill Buffalo. Everything about me is Bill Buffalo. I don't know if you knew this or not, but I have legally changed my name.
Okay, now where did we get the idea for that, Bill
Uh,
Buffalo?
I think it had to do with that nickel you had.
That's my first nickel. No, it had a lot to do
And I
with.
know you still have that nickel, Doug. I know how you are. God
Now, no,
forbid you should spend that nickel.
no, no, come on. Tell me. It comes from the Neil Simon play. Who was it? George Burns and Walter Matthau. What's the name of that play?
The Odd Fellows. Odd
The Odd
Couple.
No, no,
Odd
no,
Couple.
no, 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 no. It was Sunshine Boys.
Sunshine Boys.
Yeah.
Yes. What is the great phrase by Walter Matthau?
Yeah, I know there's a line in there about it. You know, I did that show twice. One time I
Yes.
played the Richard Benjamin role, one time I played the Walter Matthau role. It's,
Okay, so what
that's
is
what
the
happens when you
line?
get older. You know, you get different roles.
So what is the line that gave you your nickname, your
You
name?
know, I don't even remember.
All right, then let me do the best Bill Buffalo impression. Walter
Okay.
Matthau is laying there in bed in the
Yep.
Sunshine Boys. He's talking about his life, and he says he did really well
Oh,
in.
that's in Buffalo.
So that is how you got the
That's
nickname.
right. That's right. I remember that line now. Yes. Yeah.
You did
He did
really
really
well
well.
in.
He did really well in Buffalo.
Now, hold on to that thought there, Bill. Tom is very Irish. That's why he's TK Irish. And I gave him that nickname, TK
Oh,
Irish.
Yes, he did, Bill. And I've not made the formal change legally to make that happen yet.
oh,
But
okay. You should
but you know,
try it. You should try and change it, just like I did. Try changing your name. It's an arduous process. I'll tell you that right now.
I've heard that. I just don't know how I can get my name changed on my baptism and first communion paperwork in the church.
Well, I've never had that done, so I didn't have to worry about that.
I think it's one of those things where I need to see Father O'Malley and have a heart to heart with him and see if there's some contributional needs that he has to take care of, and I could help him out with that.
Well, if you know, you might be able to change your name in that respect. It's very difficult. It takes a long time, let me tell you.
So when you change it,
Well, I go ahead, TK.
oh, I was just going to ask him, how long did it
Go
take
ahead,
for
TK.
how long did it take for people to call you on a regular basis, Bill Buffalo versus your former name? Or does that
Well,
still happen?
all of the people that I worked with in the theatrical community now call me Bill Buffalo.
Very
That's
good.
how they refer to me. Yes, yes.
So when they
Yeah,
read
yeah.
your obituary, now here's a question I ask you now. Your
Thank you. You had to
obituary.
bring up. I'm already dying on with this broadcast. Now you have to bring up the real death. Oh my God, I'll tell you.
We want to be full. We want to make sure our friends in the galaxy understand how
Oy, oy,
difficult this
oy.
is some days.
What's the great phrase? I died in Peoria.
That's right. That's right.
Isn't that
I
Neil
died
Simon?
everywhere. That's right.
Died in Peoria. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, to brag, I convinced TK Irish to record his Irish stories on Spotify. So he has done a great job doing that. And he continues by bringing up stories here on the Camp Kennerk podcast.
Yes, and
Have you
sometimes
been
these,
to Ireland?
I'm sorry, Bill, go ahead.
Are we getting a brain
Have you
lock here?
I think
in the
I think
old
we're getting
country?
a connection issue here. But it doesn't mean anything. This is part of the fun thing about live theater, right?
Yeah, I think we're getting a
Can
free.
you hear me?
Yes, we
Ha-
can.
I wanted to know if PK had ever been to Ireland.
Yes, several times. And as a matter of fact, when I was
Wow.
eight, I moved there and worked in a tool and die factory when I was 18 years old.
Really?
Yeah. Why would I
Really?
lie to you, Bill? You're not my ex-wife.
I've never lied on Noel. Everything's been true. Doug's wig included.
Okay.
Uh-oh, you're not hearing me? I guess there is a delay. Yeah, after I left El Paso about 20, little over 20 years ago in Mucus. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Uh, we're getting fuzzed out here. We're having a connection problem here, Bill. It's frozen there now.
Wonder if it's fine or not. I don't know if it's from my end or not, Doug.
Your band, it says, I got a note here. It says your network bandwidth is low.
Hello.
Did you hear
My
me,
network
Douglas?
bandwidth is low.
That's the
That
message
could be.
that
We've
comes
had
up on my
problems.
screen.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I sometimes it happens where I do get a low bandwidth here. Houston. I have no idea why it happens, and then it dissipates a while. I'm
Well, is there anybody else that would be using the computers in there? The
no,
gamers or anything? Is your wife a big gamer?
no, no,
Huh.
no one. I don't know why. Sometimes, on the television, we use the television. Sometimes it happens on the TV. We lose a connection as well. And no idea.
Huh.
We can't figure it out, and it happens sporadically. We're very unhappy with Xfinity. That's who we.
Huh. Okay, Bill, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. We're going to have to end this because it was great up for the first riff of jokes, but with this uh, bandwidth problem, we're going to have to end this and try to figure some other time.